Hello there and welcome to Jan's Views Friday night drama live stream. How the hell are you? I hope you're well. I hope your week hasn't been too taxing, and I hope you're ready to just sit and chill and talk a bit of drama. I do like a bit of drama. It's not something that I partake of too much. Well, I do. I do from afar, but nobody knows. Most of the time, nobody knows I'm there. Anyway, so put your phone down, Jan. Right, so how the hell are you? I hope your week's been better than mine. Mine's been a bit sort of hit and miss, not bad in some parts, and then not great in others. Two of my kids, one of them took a nasty fall, went down like scaffolding because she takes after her mother, and suffered, bruising and grazing and everything else that goes with falling over. Um, and the other one has been poorly this week. So, but they're both on the mend. They're both up on their feet and doing what they do. So, yeah, so we've had that in the family. I've not done a great deal. I've tried to get out in the garden because I decided to redesign my garden because I do like my garden. So, yeah, that's it really. So I've only been able to do it sort of every other day because that's how the weather's been this so far this May in 2023. Nearly said 2025. Can you believe it's 2023? Madness. Anyway, yeah, so I've done a little bit. I've started redesigning it. But it's I've so much to do out there. I've got crap that I need to get rid of, and I'm not very good at crap. I'm not very good at taking stuff to the tip. I hate doing it. Um, so yeah, because the thing is, you'd think like an older person like myself would have some help when she got there. But no, you've just got these marshals, I can only call them marshals, who just sort of, the least helpful human beings ever, who just stand there and just point you in the direction of which skip you should be dumping your rubbish in. Well, I've got like a couple of old, I think they're called fishing chairs. Um, in the garden that I really need to get rid of. And anyway, I'm rambling. That's not what this was going to be about. This was me just saying hi, hoping you're well. And let's talk some drama, shall we? My goodness, has there been drama from all corners of our little YouTube universe? It's like, as a as an onlooker, it's actually quite amusing. And it's sometimes it can be quite entertaining as well, especially when people end up with eggs on their faces, um, as as is what happened to this first person we're going to be talking about. Um, right, I have to start from the beginning. There's a um, there's a creator called Miss Effing Wonderful. Not my cup of tea, guys. No. Um, Now, she's not my cup of tea because she's very coarse. She swears an awful lot, which I'm not about. And there's different reasons why I don't want to be, anyway, but she's quite entertaining. Anyway, she's in this relationship with this big bald guy called, I don't know, we just call him Mr. Baldy Man. She's in this relationship with Mr. Baldy Man, and they had a big bust up. And instead of keeping it to themselves, it all got very rather public. And what's happening is, oh my God, because there's so many people who go from one corner, fight with another side of the internet. What's happened is people have reached out to Mr. Baldyman because all they're interested in is getting the dirty on on MFW. That's her name, okay? MFW. So that's all they're interested in. Well, the funniest thing happened. Well, no, we won't jump ahead too far or too quickly. Right, so you've got this little group of hateful people who all live in an attic, or there's links to an attic. Put it this way, and so they saw it as their chance to get some real, dirt between their fingers as far as this breakup with MFW. Now, they've all sort of put on their clean shirts and their ties, and they've all put on nice smiley faces and reached out to him as if they were friends. But we all know they're not. We know they're not friends. But Mr. Baldyman, he doesn't realise it. Now, the first person that he spoke to online, actually on a video, is a woman who is a reject. That's her name. And anyway, so he goes on there, not realizing the damage he is causing MFW, whether they're finished or not. Okay, there's certain things that you don't do when you come to the end of a relationship. And one of the things you don't do is go and talk to the enemy. And what's even worse is if the enemy has a camera on them and there you are acting all sweetness and light, like talking, answering these people's questions, which are all prying questions. They're all questions asking about her. They're not interested in Mr. Baldyman. They're just interested in MFW. So, of course, when MFW found out about it, she went off. She went off like, well, I don't know, like a rocket. And you can't blame her. You cannot blame her. I'm telling you, if one of my exes did that to me, I'd be round there quicker than he could, blink or move on to the next one. There's certain things that you don't do in a relationship, but the entertaining thing, and I am going to say it's entertaining because it was, the entertaining thing was that Mr. Baldyman really didn't have a clue. And there he is on all these other channels, saying, yeah, well, and he's answering all their leading questions. Listen, these people weren't even asking him. I mean, they had nothing to ask him other than to probe into business that had nothing to do with them. And why Mr. Baldyman didn't just turn around and say, listen, I'm not discussing my private business with you. I don't know. What's wrong with him? He should have just done that. But instead, he's hopped from one live stream to another and just dug himself a massive, great big hole. So, anyway, that's the backstory. Okay. Now, I want to react to this because it was so entertaining, guys. I put this on while I was having my dinner earlier on, and I laughed. I did laugh, and I thought, you know what? I had no intention of going live tonight, really. And then I thought, you know what? It'd be quite funny to react to this because it really is so funny. Well, now you know the backstory. Let me have a sip of drink. Now you know the backstory. Hopefully, you'll be able to follow it. Now, this delightful character on the left here is called Tragic. Need I say more? I need not say more, other than as a 40-year-old man, he really shouldn't be wearing his teenage son's clothing. You know, get your own style, man. You know what I mean? Do 40-year-old men walk around like 40-year-old men that I know don't? Anyway, so Mr. Tragic here has been waiting, he's been bugging Mr. Baldyman to come on and speak to him. Mr. Baldyman doesn't realise that he's being played by one of the most awful people to walk the YouTube streets. He's ghastly. Absolutely ghastly. And Mr. Baldyman just doesn't realise it. So there he is. He's sat there. He's going to have a chat. You know, he'd already spoken to him once. And now he's going to have another little chat with him, thinking that this guy in the red isn't the devil incarnate. He doesn't realise that. So let's hear how this goes. And also, I want you to, what's the word I'm looking for? Realize or notice, that's the word. I want you to notice how Mr. Red in the corner here, and that's not just because he's got red hair, although he does have red hair and he's ginger, and I call him Ginge. But anyway, that's by the by. I want you to realize how Ginge is trying to be so clever and steer the conversation. He steered the conversation back about or back to MFW, whose name is Katie. Okay, so here we go, guys. Let's see how this goes. This did tickle me. It tickled me so much. You won't believe it. Anyway, so here we go.
Daily. This isn't like I'm just talking about her, you know, just to talk about her. It's all responses to her. Let's just make that point perfectly clear, because that's just what it is. It is what it is. You know, I don't have to make up any of this shit. That's the truth of it. All right.
Right, the other thing I have to say is apologise. Apologise most profusely for the foul language that is going to be used. I don't know what it is. These people, it's I don't know. Anyone under 40 doesn't seem to be able to string a sentence together without dropping the F-bomb or being coarse with their language. Don't understand it. No, I can't relate. I can argue with people and not drop one F-bomb. Yeah. Anyway, that's by the by. So here he is trying to explain that he's the victim. He's the victim, guys.
The fuck?
Motherfucker, I'm gonna go for a dozen. And then, once I jump on the roof of my truck, I'm gonna have 200 rounds in an AR.
Okay, so it seems like I've gone too early here. Anyone else had that problem? Anyway, so let's move this along to right. When does he actually come up? Oh, here he comes. I think this is when he comes up onto the screen. So here we go. So we've got Bad Boy Tragic, because he's a bad boy and he's rather tragic. And we've got Mr. Baldyman, whose name is Orange. But the other thing is Tragic, who who is indeed rather tragic, calls his place, as you can see up there, the bodega. Yeah, he calls his place the bodega. Why? I don't know. I understand a bodega is a small shop or store on the corner of a road in a not very nice area. I don't know. Don't ask me. I'm not American, but that's what I sort of gathered. But what he's done with this guy, right, who, remember, he's only using him because he hates MFW. So this guy has actually renamed Mr. Baldy Man Bodega Boy Boogie. I mean, you couldn't make it up. Why not just keep it? Why change his name? It's also childish, guys. So childish.
And I was sitting there in the chat saying I'm in the back room, but nobody, I guess, could see the messages. So I don't know what was going on.
Gotcha. Now, everybody in the chat, can you hear Bodega Boy Boogie? That's that's what name I gave you, bro. Bodega Boy Boogie.
Okay. I saw
But
that.
we could talk about that. You guys, can you guys hear him?
Did you hear that? He told him. That's the name I've... yeah. That's the name I've given you. You're now the Bodega Boy Boogie. I bet this Doug, his name's not even Doug. I bet this, what's his name? Mr. Baldy Man is like, what? Oh dear. Anyway, let's carry on.
Okay, they can hear you. Okay. So put questions in the chat if you have them. But yeah, thanks for coming on, bro. I appreciate it. How's your day going?
It's been stressful.
Sounds like it. What's the deal with the panel this morning? What happened there?
I think that was sort of like someone trying to be a mediator and solving or getting to the middle or down to the bottom of things and trying to have a resolution of all this, because it's been nonsense for the last 3 days of back and forth, and yeah, so it's very stressful. It's stressed me the hell out.
I bet.
So apparently, Mr. Baldy Man was on. Sorry, I must stop laughing. Mr. Baldy Man was on a panel hosted by none other than the Hustler. And the Hustler was trying to play mediator. Do you know, that's a bit... oh, let me think of a good analogy. That's like me going into the middle of what do you call it when they used to throw people into to fight the lions back in the day. It's like throwing me in there and saying, right, you speak to the lions, okay, and stop them attacking any man that might be dragged in here. I mean, for goodness sake, you can't take relationship. It would be mad to take relationship advice from somebody who quite plainly has never had a relationship in his life, other than to pretend he was married at one point. Well, no, I think he was married. But to pretend to like women, when in reality he didn't like women. So, yeah, it's like, what? And once again, there's Mr. Baldy Man up on there. What is... oh, honestly, guys, I can't. I just can't with this guy.
And I've tried, it's just overwhelming. And yeah, when you involve yourself in your personal life into something in this, it's very stressful.
No, I bet. Yeah, I bet, to say the least. And
and so yeah, I didn't know what I was getting myself into in the beginning, and sort of realizing it now. So yeah, it's starting to get to get to me a little bit.
Yeah, it will do that. Yeah, it gets very stressful. It's not a environment that you can just be in and just do it like nonstop. You have to take breaks from it because
Right.
it can mess with your mental health and just mess with you physically, mentally, psychologically. It really can get to you, especially which, what's been going on. And it seems like you're getting blamed for a lot of things. Now, that dude up there, Hussey, aka Jeff, he's no mediator. He's known as one of the biggest grifters, con men in this whole area. One
I can't disagree with him on that. I cannot disagree with him. But what I will add to that is that Mr. Red over here, he was actually palling up with Hussey until very recently, until it all went horribly wrong. And then he decided he's then going to make up with the attic dwellers. So he went over there. Guys, you couldn't make it up. You just couldn't make it up. Anyway, so let's hear what he's got to say. Oh, apparently now he's no longer calling him Hussey. They're calling him Jeff because apparently Hussey's pretending to be Jeff. I tell you, even when I was at school, guys, I didn't act like this. Honestly, I didn't. And these are grown men. These are grown fathers who act like this. It's unbelievable. God.
once you left, he plugged all of his. He was basically demanding for money. He's like he said at the end that he did it for no reason. He just didn't do it for no reason. So basically, give him money.
Yeah, he told me that yesterday. He said that he wasn't trying to make any money. He doesn't make money off friends, and just wanted, to be a mediator, pretty much.
Yeah, and then he says that once you leave, that's what he said on the stream. He goes, "I didn't do this for no reason. Here's my donation links," and he put them out there.
Let me just say that Tragic of all people should have nothing to say on people begging for money. What people seem to have sort of forgotten is that the attic dwellers managed to beg £10,000 or $10,000 recently before they decided to disappear completely offline. They managed to get £10,000, or I keep saying pounds because I'm British, $10,000. Come on, let's not talk about hussy begging. We all know what a grifter hussy is. We all know that. And Tragic, I'm sure, has done his fair share as well. I don't know. I don't watch his channel. But yeah, let's just not bring in the finances. It's rather hypocritical, to say the least.
And then people were sending him money. So obviously he was doing it for a reason, because that's what he does.
Yeah.
And Jeff, he's trouble. He really is. I don't think he's a good influence. He was never a good influence on anyone that's ever been like around him. He's screwed a lot of people over. But I mean, this really isn't about him. This is more so about you, so you can clear the air and stuff like that. There's a lot of creators out there that are giving you a hard time. They're giving YouTube rejects a hard time, trying to make it seem like she's a home wrecker, just for having you on panel and giving you a platform.
Yeah, that YouTube rejects is the female that first got the first scoop with Mr. Baldyman. And is also up Tragic's arse. What can I say? They're all in it together, guys. They're all in it together. So let's carry on.
For you to speak the truth, for your truth, you know what I mean?
What are you talking about?
Well, you know how you've been on YouTube Rejects channel a few times?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're saying that she's a home wrecker.
Oh, yeah. I think I was in a chat or something, and somebody said that the other day, and I'm like, she really didn't. I don't know. I think I was the one that put myself in it, so she didn't really do it. I was the one that went to her stream. Not, she didn't get a hold of me, or nobody said, hey, do this or that.
Yeah.
I didn't know who the heck she really was. And I looked up YouTube and put Katie's name, MFW, and that's popped up, and it had to be live and watching. So I clicked on it. It was the first thing, you know, so I wasn't paying attention to who I was talking to. I just,
Yeah.
Now, I was going to call this, I was going to call this video, out of the pan into the fire. Because I actually thought that Mr. Baldyman didn't know what he was doing. The more I hear of him, I think he knows exactly what he's doing. And he should be ashamed of himself. That's what I think. Hello, Sherry. How are you, darling? Just over here going over some drama because it's Friday night drama. Hope you're well. Anyway, so let's see. I've lost my thread now, but I want to move along because it does go on for rather a long time, and I really can't be bothered. So let's see what else is happening here.
I saw that we took this picture of me, her, and my son, or her and my son and the dog in the car.
Mhm.
And so I saw that you had took and flipped the picture on one of your things and cut out one of the things and made it look like that was your picture with her.
No, I didn't do that.
So who did that?
That definitely wasn't me.
It was on one of your stream covers.
On my stream cover, it had your
yeah,
kid
like
in
it was like your introduction thing, like you know, you have like the headline, then you'll have your picture, you know.
Now this is when it starts to go wrong for the man in red, because Mr. Baldyman has obviously spotted a thumbnail. I think thumbnail is what he's trying to say, where Tragic has actually put up a picture of his son, and he's querying it. And of course, Tragic is such a liar. How these people can lie so easily is actually quite worrying. But then I watch a lot of true crime, and a lot of them lie all the time. So yeah, I'm good, thanks, Sherry. I'm good. Actually, I'm knackered. I don't know why I came live, but it's only because I was having my dinner and I was watching this, and I thought, oh my God, this is just too good. It's too good to miss. So I thought, okay, it's Friday night drama. So I'm going to come on and react to it. If there's anything else you want me to react to, just let me know, because that's what this live stream's about. This is very current at the moment, so yeah, I thought I'd react to this one. So let's move on.
No,
So it was like,
I don't think that ever happened.
Yes,
Not on
it
my
did.
channels.
He's lying.
I know there's a different channel that saw pictures and they got leaked from her Patreon and ended up on somebody else's community tab.
Oh, so now he's just going to lie completely. He's going to lie completely about it, and say that it came from somewhere else. Glad to catch you, and also in Timbers. Yeah, I enjoy going into Timbers. I like it. That's my relaxation time in Timbers. Yeah, I don't need to troll or do anything in Timbers. I can just be myself, all chilled. Right, I'm going to jump ahead because this is so boring. And another reason I'm jumping ahead is because what actually happened
with his
so
face
funny.
like blurred out.
Right, okay.
If you trash, you know, Orange or Boogie or, you know, Matthew, if you trash him, you're out of my chat.
yeah,
She could do that very easily. So I understand, you know, you're trying to give her concessions and things like that. But at the same time, too, just remember, everything that went down. There's been constant threats to you. You know, they've been putting you down, like you said, from day one. When you walk away.
This is where the host the unbiased host, is now going to bullet point every single misdemeanor this guy who is still in love with MFW, may I say, he's going to totally remind him of just how bad she is. Who would do that? Who would do that? Anyway, he's going to do it. So listen.
She's trashing you on the camera. You could see from the video that I was playing before, she's been doing that for a very long time. She is an alcoholic. She admits that. I give her that. But she continues to do bad things. She doesn't want to change. So that's why people don't. Well, looks like I lost him there. Oh, looks like I lost him.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, there you go.
You probably bored him to death.
Oh, it's all good. Yeah, I get it, man. This stuff, it sounds like it's really getting to you and bothering you. It's just overwhelming.
I mean, I just, thinking all the way, about everything I've done, everything I've said on my end too. I'm at fault, for this too. I can't fully blame her, for it. Everybody has their own,
Just don't let her end up being your punching bag to continue having content, to continue getting people on her chat, because that's what's been going on.
I don't think she has really done that with me. She is just too open and honest, and she puts a relationship out there, and I probably should have never went on myself from the beginning.
Now, this is where the interview, whatever you want to call it, Snoop, starts to go far left because Tragic. By the way, why is he wearing shades indoors? What is it with these twats? Anyway, he is. Anyway, this is when I don't know if he realized it, but if you have a look up at the top here, you'll see that the people in the chat are beginning to suspect what might be happening here. So they're sort of saying things like, what a chump. And no, you didn't lose him. She cut him off. Because these people who watch all this drama, listen, I'm almost speechless. I don't know how to put it into words. They are so filled with conspiracies and hatred towards other people that they just make things up and run with it. Run like crazy with whatever comes into their mind. It's actually quite insane. Anyway, so they're beginning to realize, and now that if you look at Tragic's beautiful face here with the awful pointy beard, you'll realize that this isn't going his way. He's like, oh, hang on a minute. He sounds as if he's standing up for her. That's not what I want. What I want is for him to really slag her off. That's what he wants. He really wanted Mr. Baldyman to start saying really hateful things about MFW. So he's now realizing, maybe it's not going that way after all. Now what am I going to do?
But I asked for it. I wanted to be a part of it.
Yeah, I think you're beating yourself up, bro. You didn't do anything wrong. You didn't. They admitted the mod blocked you. So you're trying to chat with her in the chat and you couldn't.
Yeah, I mean, she even knew that too, and she claimed, or she called it out live and said, "Don't block him." He said, "I wanted to talk to him," and it just never happened. I think they got to that blowing point. I was sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
And then I was like, you know what? I'm like, she's just playing the game. Like, yeah.
She's playing a game. Like you said, very minute.
Doesn't he? He does look a little bit panicked because he's thinking, oh, God, now what am I going to say? I can't keep slagging this woman off in case, he wants to still be with her. This is what I found so amusing. Honestly, it was gold. And stay with me because it gets better. Trust me.
Manipulative, gaslighting. I wouldn't take those excuses from her, bro. I really wouldn't. I mean, you offered her a lot. You offered her care, love. You were going to do this for her, do that for her. And
Can I just interject here and say that their relationship so far has lasted for 8 weeks. 8 weeks, guys. We're not talking about something that has been going on for years. You know, this is very early stages in this relationship between Mr. Baldyman and MFW. And then there's Tragic here saying, you know, oh, well, you know, you've got to remember what type of, you know, scumbag she is. Yeah. And as Sherry says, he's really trying to get the juice.
and now she's taking advantage of the situation. You know what I mean?
Pop the camera back up. I'm just kidding.
What's that?
Sorry, I was talking to my dog moving around.
Okay, no worries. Yeah, so I wouldn't put this on you. I really wouldn't, because if you see the past behavior, this is repeat behavior that she's done with past dudes. You're just the new person that she's doing this to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
There's the other dog. Yeah.
Do you know, I just think it's so insulting. I really do. How dare he speak to this other man about a woman that he's supposedly in love with in such derogatory terms? I just think it's really awful. How dare he? And I don't know why Mr. Bloody Baldyman doesn't turn round to him and say, listen, you don't know anything about Katie. She's the woman in my life, or she was the woman in my life. Who are you to tell me who she is? I can't believe it. And that's, you know, one of the reasons I cannot side with Mr. Baldyman, because in my opinion, his biggest mistake was to speak out openly about his relationship, albeit 2 months worth, with people on the internet that he didn't know. That isn't an excuse. You know, that doesn't make you a very nice man, actually. That makes you a bit of a pig. In my eyes, it makes you a pig. You know, and what's happened is he's being played around like a cat with a bloody mouse now by all these ugly creators that really hate on Katie. That's what's happened. And he's such a fool. And I mean, if I spoke to him, if he came up on my channel, on my panel, I'd tell him that. I'd say, what the hell were you doing? Because you can tell by the way he's talking now, you can tell that he's having doubts now. He's having doubts about his behavior. And yet he's still doing it, guys. He's still doing it. This is the second time he's been on this idiot's channel.
People think that you're talking to her, that she's there.
What's that?
People think that she's there, that you're talking to her, but you're talking to your
I'm
dog,
talking
right?
my dogs. No,
Oh,
my dogs are
okay.
right in front of me.
All right. All right.
So there's people in his chat who are saying, to him like really derogatory things, and I've gone and forgotten it now. What was it? What was it? Someone just said, Orange, pick a side. Mr. Baldyman, pick a side. What? What? Pick a side? What? Between this gimp in the corner and a woman that he's had a relationship with? I mean, seriously. And he doesn't even realise it. I think they should call him the hamster. or call him like a little mouse, because they've just played him over the last couple of days. And I'll show you at the end of this, I'll show you what the fallout has been after this. So stay with me, guys. Stay with me.
So what do you want to do going forward? What do you want to see happen?
I'm trying to. Well, somebody asked. I saw in your chat that I was actually trying to, after the Hussey interview, I was trying to meet up with her and actually face to face and
What
have
happened?
some resolution outside of, you know, the online thing.
And what happened?
I'm working on it.
Are you still
Like I said,
working on
I
it?
just got off work. I had this set up, and my next thing was trying to figure that out. You know,
So why isn't he saying to Tragic, who the hell are you? Why is he answering this guy? Why? The more I'm watching it now, I mean, at the time, as I said, I was eating my dinner and I was like, I was just, what? Now I'm getting a little bit angry because I'm thinking, why are you answering to this guy of all the guys? Why? It's insane.
like I said, I don't know if it's going to happen. I got a football game in 3 hours, so if it has to happen, it has to happen as soon as, you know, as soon as it can. If not, I think it's just going to be a long weekend. Things are going to get dragged out even more, or it might just, you know, be over, and I don't know. Kind of figure out from there.
Gotcha. Yeah, but I think, I mean, if you do end up, you know, reconciling with her, I mean, she really needs to chill out, stop attacking people,
Oh my
to, you know, telling
God.
people to flag channels and stuff like that. You know, getting too personal with people,
Ugh.
because you're going to catch the heat from that. You know, the worse that she behaves, it's going to
Oh,
rub off on you. That's just how it goes.
I mean, seriously? Seriously? And I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I think Mr. Baldy Man should have told him where to go. At this stage, he should have told him where to go. Jeez Louise.
Goes.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's just definitely something to think, you know, about.
What a pair of twats.
Yeah, I mean, and I don't know. She's saying that she loves you. She doesn't love you. She says she does. She says she doesn't. So, oh, I guess.
I believe she does, or she definitely wouldn't have. Yeah, after watching her stuff, that stuff you can't make that up.
I have to say, I saw some of her video last night where she was as drunk as a skunk, but what I saw was real pain, real distress, because, you know, he'd finished with her. And yeah, that's what I'm going to say. So for this guy here, this Mr. Tragic, to even talk on her, I find it's like a huge insult, not only to her, but also to this guy, this Mr. Baldy Man, who doesn't seem to have the guts to say to him, listen, enough now, all right? You've talked about her enough now. I'm off, all right? That's what I would assume. I don't want to say he's not a real man, but that's what I would assume somebody would do. And it's got nothing to do with gender. If it was the other way around and it was two women, I would expect the other woman to say it. How dare somebody speak to him like that and speak as if he's more knowledgeable than he is? I don't think so, matey. I really don't think so. Let's see what Sherry says. More than a reaction seems inserting himself in reaction. Exactly. Exactly. He reached out to him. He reached out to Baldy Man, and we know why. We know why. It's because his best friend Negs, his nemesis is Katie. And this twat, Mr. Baldy Man, doesn't realise it. He just doesn't get it. It's insane.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you can, but
Yeah, if you speak to her, can you ask her to chill out and telling people to, you know, ask her to stop mass flagging
So now
channels?
he's
She
telling
doesn't
him
want to
to
have
tell her to
enemies,
chill
but she's
out.
trying to take, you know, completely take away people's, you know,
Stop
incomes and their
it.
presence and stuff like this. And this is people that, you know, she's just been going back and forth with recently. It has nothing. These people have nothing to do with her initially losing her platform, and that was
last time
all
I
on
talked to her,
her.
I think she said that everybody goes back and forth and threatens everybody. Like she's told me she's been threatened too, and you know, and her channel was,
Yeah, she has.
like I said, she can't even keep her channel up for a week.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So I'm like, why do people care? You know, why do people, you know, and if people would let her, I mean, that's how she lives and makes money. So I think I understand that part. And so probably with being the way she is, you know, if you take someone's livelihood away from them and making money, you know,
got a
how
good
do you
point.
live? And
exactly.
so that probably got her to a point where she might
Tragic
have
doesn't
had
want to
to
hear
ask
that, you see.
for help.
But none of
whatever
these
that means.
people did anything to try to take her channel away. I know YouTube Rejects hasn't. I know
Oh, they all
Carlos is
have.
telling me because Jeff, aka Hussy's sniping us. I guess he's attacking you now on his stream.
What?
Yeah, because he's insulting you.
They're all ban evading.
No.
That's the thing, Sherry. They're all ban evading. Yeah. Tragic's ban evading. Hussy's ban evading. And MFW's ban evading. And they've all got like these other accounts that they get ready to go, you know, to go live, to be activated as soon as they get kicked off. It's just a joke. They're all ban evading. It just makes a mockery out of it. It really does.
I didn't insult him.
I guess he's doing it right now, calling you bald.
He is bald.
No, well, I like to be bald, you know.
Yeah, what the
I
fuck?
think I actually
Can't
look
deny
better than a
it,
lot of
can
people
he?
with hair that have, you know, 3-4 pieces of hair, or they have it,
Yeah.
you know, pushed back. They have a hair, you know,
Notice
receding
we've never
hairline
seen
and-
Tragic's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
So I
shouldn't
think
really
I look-
talk. He wears those weird, you know, girlish, like 10-year-old girl wigs that he makes him look. It looks like a child's toy.
Yeah, and he
Like a
wears
doll.
I've never
10-year-old
seen him
boys'
without a wig,
clothing.
you know.
You couldn't
I
make
think maybe
it
for
up.
a second.
Well, it's
Brief second.
a disguise.
You couldn't make it up.
Because we used to
Well,
be
I mean, that's-
cool.
Anyway, it gets fun
You know,
now.
if I ever
It
thought
gets
about
fun.
actually doing a YouTube content like this,
Yeah.
I would have a mask on the entire time. I would.
Look at him with his hat.
The masked man.
What's he
Boogie
got?
the
Like a
mask.
my
wig
friend
cap
of, so
underneath.
a friend of mine was talking about it. I have a friend of mine that he's a hell of a personality, and he's got family and dysfunctional,
Yeah,
and he
that's
wanted
what
to
they
do. I was telling him about this. You know,
gonna
he doesn't
skip
know anything
forward
about
on
these
here.
platforms and making.
This is a platform for him to talk. No,
Right.
A year ago, you're still held up on it. What have I
this
ever
was
done
like
to
2
you?
months ago.
Right.
3
Okay.
months.
Hang
The
on.
sex was
No.
great.
I've spoilt the surprise, but what happens is all of a sudden Katie's there. Oh my God, you couldn't make it up. So here's Tragic. Watch the change in Tragic's demeanor. Watch it. It's hilarious, guys.
Great or whatever. I was like, all right,
That
I'm on
was
my way.
that was Carlos that asked that question.
Yeah. So she here. Do
Hello, can you stop showing? Well, I'm trying to put away my boobs. Yeah.
you have something you want to say since you're here now?
No, I have nothing to say to Tragic.
Oh, okay. So
I think you were way too involved in this. I think you're like, why do you care so much, Tragic?
What do you mean? We've gone back
do
and
you
forth on the
mean?
internet. You came into my DMs and said some horrible stuff. So yeah, I've been
So
upset.
what? I said some horrible shit. Like what? A year ago? You're still held up on it? What have I
This
ever
was
done
like
to
2
you?
months ago, 3 months ago.
So why words hurt your little feelings?
No,
So
because
that's
I know you've done
offensive to
damage in the
harass
past. You
fuck out of
followed
me.
through on it in
What
the
was
past.
something I said?
You followed through on it in
So
the
that
past.
justifies you sitting here with him on panel? It does not.
No, he
You're
came
way
up.
too involved in this.
This is a
Mind
platform
your
for
own
him to
business.
talk.
Mind
This is
your
a
own
platform
business,
for him to
other
talk.
content.
No, he wanted to come up here and explain his side of things. I'm giving
Well,
him
I
a
feel like he's
platform where he
explained
can
enough,
talk.
and we can all move on now, right?
Have I done something that's been negative in any way with this discussion?
I don't.
If I try to paint anybody
Not
in a bad
necessarily
light,
not necessarily with what I was saying.
Oh, he's grown.
all
to
I'm going to
balls
say,
now.
because
Hang
I
on.
got to get going too, because I do
Yeah,
have a
all of a
job,
sudden,
unlike
all of a
MFW
sudden,
says.
Tragic's got somewhere to go.
Right?
Unlike,
The thing is, you were talking about someone else's relationship. Nobody else is out here talking about you and your boyfriend.
you talk
So what the
trash
fuck
about
is your
AK and all kinds of other people
You're
all the
obsessed with
time.
me, Tragic.
Oh
You're
my
obsessed with me.
God,
When I
you're
get the
fucking.
skin cut off, I'll fucking mail it to you.
No, I don't want that.
Okay?
Donate that to a burn clinic.
I'm donating it to you.
No, I
I
don't
guess
want. I
that's
don't
what I
want
was
any of that.
asking.
I don't want any of that
guess I
fucking
felt-
shit. I do
I guess
not.
I felt the same way a little bit, like what she had just said. I'm like, that's what. Well, I said earlier. I was like, you guys. I'm like, just get it over with and whatever.
No,
Like
that,
you guys have a thing for each other or something or not, or just I don't know.
This
no,
is a nice twist.
no.
They're twisting something
I'm
now. I like
just going
this.
to end with this.
He
Okay,
likes boys.
you brought up a great point. You said you were going to
Yeah.
sacrifice your relationship with her to basically give her a wake up call to say, hey, if you don't get sober or healthier, you're going to have major severe issues going on with you.
I
and
know,
it
right,
could
Cherry?
actually like cause you to lose your life.
It all went
And
horribly
you're putting
wrong.
your relationship on the line.
Yeah, that's what I did.
Yeah, that's what you did. So hopefully that's a wake up call to her, and a wake up call to the people
Look at him. Look
that
how much
put her
he's
in this toxic
shifting now.
environment and add
He
to
was
it and add
still-
fuel to the fire, because that's what's going on.
And now he's
I mean,
shifting.
I hope this helps and changes, and for everybody in general.
Stop,
you know, maybe
ask her to stop flagging channels. Call that shit off. I mean, what the fuck?
You, like I'm out here spending time. No, hell no. You have it coming. Leave my shit alone. Quit talking about me.
What are you talking about?
Quit talking
Nobody's
about me.
done
I don't know
anything
you
to
should
you.
flag your channel.
On this side, nobody has done anything to you, Katie.
Oh, so the last 3 days have not happened.
What?
One of the things I hate the most is liars. I hate them. And you can see he's getting redder in the face now. His lies do show up. He's trying really hard to keep still. Listen, I watch too much on body language not to notice how uncomfortable and shifty he's become now. And also, I notice how more comfortable Mr. Baldy Man is now that Katie's come up to back him up. What I would say is, grow a spine, Mr. Baldy Man. Admit that you didn't know what you were doing. You feel a fool for doing it. You should never have done it. You were in the wrong for doing it. Going on people's panels when you've just finished with a public person on YouTube is a bad move. A very bad move. And he should be held accountable for it. And I think that Katie should hold him accountable for it, because that is not a good move, man. That's a disgusting move. And even Sherry agrees with you. Or with me, rather. You know, you don't do that. And, you know, it's all well and good saying, yeah, but, you know, he didn't have to go on there and they all reached out to, yeah, they reached out to him. He should have said no. He should have just said no. There's no excuse for what he did. So, you know, if he is back with MFW, I really hope for her sake that she sets some really strong boundaries with this guy, because no, this is not a good look.
What have I done to you? What have I ever done with
you? Understand?
What have I ever done to you?
Retard, dude. You're hard to have a conversation with.
I think it's just everybody talking about this all at the same time. Is
See, she comes up with the insult. She's called me a retard. I didn't have a resource
That's why I
teacher
tried
when
to
I was in
end
high school like
everything.
her.
you know, and that's why I tried to end everything, and like I wanted to come to a.
Let me just pick up on this because I find this quite fascinating. So she's called him a retard and said, I can't have a conversation with you. So he's now going to grasp onto that now. He's going to keep that as an attack weapon. Yeah, he does. He looks like a deer in a headlight, and he's licking his lips, and he's holding his head with his finger because he's got the shakes. Okay, I know about body language. And that isn't his baseline. He's moved away from his baseline, put it that way. So what was I saying? So anyway, so she's called him a derogatory name, and he's now going to play that in his favor. Okay. Whether you accept she should use it or not is, it's neither here nor there. Okay, people use names that are inappropriate sometimes, but I feel that's the least she could have called him for what he's done, and in the past and on this stream. And I really wish that these people were more articulate and could, tell them without effing and blinding and name calling and everything else, and just put them in their place, because that's where they deserve to be, put in their place. So anyway, let's watch what he does with this this retard word.
Resolution to get everybody to stop talking about each other, but I don't.
Yeah, see, she wants to keep it going. She wants to be vile. She wants to be nasty, bro. Listen to her.
I'm just like, why can't people just go their own way? And like, why can't you go your own way, not talk about her? Why can't she go her own way and you guys not talk about each other and have different content?
That's fine. That's
Exactly.
fine. But
Exactly.
I keep
what I
getting
think
clips
needs to happen
constantly.
Otherwise, I think this stuff is just never going to end. I think so. I don't know if maybe me coming into the middle of this, was supposed to happen too. I don't know. Maybe.
Oh my God. I'm out here,
know.
saying, good props to you for trying to help her through a serious thing that she's been talking about doing online for months.
She fucking laughed. She just came in here. I don't know. She walked in.
Now he's telling a whole load of rubbish. Okay, so now he's going to try and play the victim card and say, all I wanted, I was just saying, oh, good for you in trying to help her get off the drink and everything. And she's come up here and started verbally attacking me. That's what he's doing here. Such a child. Such a child.
Straight up in my fucking house from my garage.
Come on.
Was like, what the fuck are you doing?
Exactly, Sherry.
And then just left.
Come on.
Yeah. I have my garage door open, and then she can just walk in. She knows, because every time, that's how we come into my house when I, come in through the garage, not my front door. And so I happen to have my garage door open when I, pulled up from work. And I just fucking, I'm sitting here on this couch. And then so I have this corner.
Oh, dear.
No,
I actually feel.
She just came around the corner and looked, and
I have to say this. I'm actually feeling a bit more, sorry for Katie here, because this guy now that he thinks Katie has gone back to he's the victim, Mr. Baldy Man I'm talking about. So he's like, oh yeah, well, I was just sat here talking to you, and and she came in through the back door, and oh my God, Katie, get rid.
fucking looked up. I don't know if you can see it in the camera, back play or the replay or whatever, but I looked over and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
She's back again.
Yeah, I figured that.
Well, since you guys are there, you guys want, I guess you guys can talk and do whatever, man. But I was just giving you a platform for you to say your piece.
No, you weren't. You were trying to get dirty.
Yeah, I feel like I was ambushed.
Fucking hell, bro.
Yeah,
But
it
yeah, you can
failed.
see, you know, she doesn't want this to end. She continues to trash me, calls me a retard. So fuck her.
So he's saying, see, it's her, it's not me, it's not me being sneaky, it's not you talking behind her back and going online and saying, you know, giving away all her secrets. No, it's not, it's her, gaslighting. That's what they're doing, both of them actually, and that's not cool.
Her, you know what I mean? No disrespect to you, but I guess if she's going to be your lady again, then you know, it comes with the territory, bro. You know what I'm saying? I don't want. You're cool. You seem like you're a cool dude. We have a good, you know, conversation and stuff like that. But she's talking about enemies and stuff like that, and this person's enemy.
I just want everybody to. I'm like, why can't everybody get along and not talk shit about people?
Oh my God, he's like a wet week.
Was I talking shit about her?
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, like in general,
Yes.
like not now, like in our conversation. I'm just talking about like moving forward. Like,
how can we? She just came in here and called me a retard.
That's because you're.
Well, I mean, but
I don't want to be your friend. Quit talking about me. I'll quit talking about you. It's that
I'm
simple.
not talking about being friends, but you're just coming in here calling me a fucking retard for no reason.
You are.
You guys just
You're just a big dummy, dude.
Okay, I'm a big dummy. I have 2 college degrees. Did you even graduate high school?
2 college degrees.
Actually, I did, and I don't believe you have 2 college degrees.
I do have 2 college.
He's got 2 college degrees, and he can barely string a bloody sentence together. I tell you what, guys, you Americans have serious problems. If you're giving people like this a college degree, sorry, guys, come on, you can do better. We're only a small island, and college
degrees. You saw the places that I worked for, right? You saw the places that I worked for, right? Major corporations.
Then why aren't you doing that now?
Because I went through some things in my life, but I still have a job and I still doing this and that. And you come up in here calling me a retard. So what are you talking about?
You are a retard, and I don't believe anything else you say. So what? Quit talking about me. You are.
If you're going to keep talking shit about me,
retard before.
See?
No, I think both of you.
I wasn't bad mouthing you. You come in here, call me a fucking retard.
Tragic. We just say that you'll quit talking about her, so she just won't say anything.
Dude, she just walked in here.
Right. Now, did you notice he will not say that he'll stop talking about her? All he'll do is keep going back to the fact that she called him a retard. To be honest with you, she could have just come in and called him a dog, and he would have acted in exactly the same way. This guy does not want to stop talking about MFW. And you know why? Because he gets views. And that's why, even when Mr. Bloody Gormless, Baldy Man, says, oh, well, you know, Katie said that she won't talk about you anymore. Will you say that you won't talk about her? This is his response.
And it just started trashing me. We were just having a sensible conversation.
I know. I think this is all built up. You know,
Yeah, she goes on hours and hours. Like somebody went in the chat yesterday. It wasn't even me. I wasn't feeling good yesterday because I'm dealing with my own health issues too. But I don't go out there and blast on the internet like she does to get money and shit, to fucking grift. I'm dealing with my own fucking health problems. Somebody goes into the chat and with my name, and she goes off on me. It's not even fucking me.
Okay, so we've heard enough. We've heard enough of that. But what I want to show you now before I go is how he then responded after this. Okay, bear in mind he was there as a peacemaker, right? Is there as a peacemaker, and his response to that. Hang on one second. I'm laughing, and it's unfair because I haven't shown you what I'm laughing at. Right, this is what I'm laughing at. Underneath that, I just had, I can't help it. My auntie, I had an elderly aunt who always used to say to me, sarcasm is the lowest form of wit. And you know what? she was right. It is the lowest form of wit, but by golly, do I love it. I love me some sarcasm. So I couldn't help myself, guys. This is the video we've just watched, and underneath he's only got 5 comments. Oh, bless. And I put, well, that went well. He's not responded, but I've got 2 likes, 3 likes now. Okay, somebody underneath, he seems to have disappeared now. Oh, somebody, I think it was MFW put a whole line of laughing emojis. He's obviously taken them down. Couldn't cope with it. Oh, bless. So let's see what other people have said. 2 college degrees. TFOH. You're so mad because they're going to try to work things out. Stay mad. Well done. French roast coffee. Well done. I'm going to give that a tick. And underneath, someone's put, and now they're back together. LOL. What a bunch of con artists. Why are they con artists? I don't see them as con artists. They you know, they were having a tough. They had a breakup, as so often happens in dysfunctional relationships. I think I'm fair in calling it that. Yeah, and him, Mr. Bodyman, is responsible for this. I'm sorry, but he is. Like it or lump it, he is. And now they're back together. Oh, yeah. And then, of course, under that, right, Tragic's put facts. It's vile. Somebody else has put, oh, no, it's the same person. Same person. Same person saying all the same things. Okay. It's beyond vile, Tragic. Don't ever talk about her again. They played you. They did indeed. They did. And I loved it. It made me laugh, guys. He put, oh no, they didn't play me. I didn't send her a cent. They played themselves after conning all those people. What people? What people did they con? I mean, oh God. So then she's put, true, it's just also disgusting. You were fair and kind. Really? He wasn't fair and kind. He was out there digging, ready to shovel shite. That's what he was doing. And it all did an about turn, and he ended it with it all in over him. All in his face. All over him. They have shown their true colours. This is tragic. Sure did, she said. My point. She came on your channel and disrespected you, calling you a You're better than this. They're so gross, both of them. And then her last thing is, please take care of yourself. Bodega love. Yeah? Yeah. Bodega love. Oh my God, these people. But I mean, you can see she calls you names. Why does she call you names? What have you done to her? Do you know, I get called all sorts of names, and do you know what? I couldn't give a monkeys. If that's what you want to do, if you want to spend your time calling me names, then you go ahead. It really doesn't bother me. So earlier on, oh no, I'm not going to play the hussy one. Earlier on, Hussey had them on, and oh my God, it's just ridiculous. I'm just going to go down and see who's live, see if anyone. Oh, Timberley's live. Right, okay. I know it's Friday night drama, but I'm going to switch over to Timberley because this is a little community that I join in with, and she's an absolute darling, and her name is, oh, hang on, how do we show this now? Add to stream. This is her, And she is so, her name is Timberly. Okay. And what she has done, we're called taters. We're all called taters in there. I go in there when I want to chill, and I do chill in there. It's good times, and I can just chill, and I've got to know a lot of the people in there. And look what she's done. Isn't this amazing? She's made all of us potatoes. So we're all couch potatoes. And it sounds childish. But you know what? It's wonderful. So if you want to find somewhere where it's chill, we don't talk much about girl world because, I mean, to be honest, who wants to? Um, but if you want to go somewhere that is chill, we have decent conversations, we have silly conversations, we laugh, we support each other. Get yourself. Oh, are you? You're the wolf. Oh, are you, Sherry? I thought you were in there. How amazing is she? How amazing is Timber? I just think it's wonderful. I'm not on there at the moment. You can't see me at the moment. Let me see if I can find. Let's see if because sometimes she'll put a different one on. Right, let's see. Where am I? See, there's that one. That's not me. I'm not on that one. Let's see. She does swap them around throughout, excuse me, throughout the chat sometimes. Oh, where am I? Can't find me. But she makes them so expressive. The first one she did of me, she put chilies in my mouth, a hot pepper, because she said I'm spicy. I thought, oh, I didn't know I was that spicy. So then I said to her, I'm going to go over there in a minute, darling, Sherry. I'll be over there in a bit. I wonder if Edna's over there. Anyway, I'm going to finish this in a minute. Anyway, let me just see. I just want to see so I can have it on my. Oh, she hasn't put me up there. No. She's done what? About 5 or 6 of these pages? No, she hasn't got me. Not on there. But I'm telling you, it's just a lovely, chilled atmosphere. Most of them seem to be spaced out. I'm just like, I'm the only sort of one that doesn't seem to be puffing on something. But I'm telling you, they're just a lovely grump of people. A lovely, lovely group of people. And there's Chester the cat. We always hear about Chester. And in every picture, we have Alexa, because Timber has conversations.
Sorry, I'm not sure about that.
Alexa, stop. Timber has conversations with Alexa, and it's just so funny. She has like arguments with her, real arguments. Anyway, so I think I'm going to call it a day and tell you, if you want somewhere nice just to chill, and we're all chilled. There's no nutters over there, only me, and I'm not a troll over there, you'll be pleased to know. Unlike when I go over to other channels sometimes, I can't help it, I have to troll. I get bored otherwise. What's that? Well, I have a word about this with Tim. Yeah. Yeah, did you know I haven't seen anything of I know, Alexa. This is what happens every time she calls out Alexa. Mine goes off as well. And we've both got the same woman talking. It's mad. Anyway, so I'm going to go. My lips are sticking together. I'll catch you again in the YouTube corridors, no doubt. It's been wonderful. We went over what I wanted to go over, which I thought was like fun. I hope you find it excuse me, enjoyable. And I'll see you on the next one. I'll probably do probably put up a tutorial again in a few days if I can get my act together. And in the meantime, we've got a comment come up now. Yeah, what are you really wowing about? Yeah, so if you have come in the replay squad, as the saying is nowadays, thanks for coming. Thanks for dropping in. This is Jan. This is Jan's views. You're not always going to agree with them, but they are my views. And you take care of yourselves out there, because I tell you what, guys, it's a rotten old world. Bye-bye for now.